man, it's just been really on my heart this morning to talk to you guys about mental health, especially among men, especially among middle-aged guys like us with families, jobs, wife, kid, mortgage, and stress and depression and anxiety and addiction. And this is so real, and guys aren't talking about it enough. And I have seen multiple times, that's crazy, multiple times, I have talked with guys, and twice I've been there seeing it, experiencing it with the guy. And it goes like this. The guy thinks he might be having a heart attack. Right? He's like, I think I'm having a heart attack. I can't breathe. I feel like I'm going to die. I can't breathe. This has happened. And they're not having a heart attack. And we've called 911, and the paramedics, the firefighters, they get out, they check everything. They check their vitals, they check their heart, and they say, your heart's fine. Everything's good. Everything about you fine, right? And the guys are like, what? No, it is not fine. You messed up. Check again. No, sir, you're completely fine. Can I suggest, sir, that maybe you need to talk to somebody about what might be going on in your life? Maybe you have some things going on you need to talk to somebody about. See, they know. They've seen this a ton of times. Here's what happens, guys. It's like this. Our mental health is like a paper plate. It's like the thin, one layer thick paper plate and on Thanksgiving. Right? You hold that little thin paper plate and you start putting the food on it. The food of bills to pay, wife to please, to take care of, to romance, kids to raise, kids to discipline, job, boss, mortgage, all these things pile up onto that paper plate. And here's what happens. You put enough on that plate, it will fold. It will crumble. It will collapse. And when it does, that scenario I described, the guy thinking he's dying, can't breathe, that's what that looks like. That's what happens. That's called a panic attack. It used to be called nervous breakdown. Same idea, different names. Right? It's when your body is tapping out. Right? Your mind is tapping out. It's like, you've put too much on me. I'm done. I'm done carrying all of the rocks you have been asking me to carry. And guys always think they're fine. We're always like, oh, I'm fine. I got this. I can handle more. I can do more. Yeah, until you can't. You can always do more until you can't. Man, I know all about this. We have 2 biological sons, my wife and I, and we have 2 adopted daughters. And the stress of moving, traveling for work, being in the Air Force, being in the military, moving away from family, from friends, from any support network, from babysitters, from church small groups, moving away, being totally alone, buying a new house, moving, starting a new job, having a new kid, going to the hospital, doing all this piles things on that paper plate. Guys, here's what you can do. You can take as much off of the plate as possible, okay? As possible. You can't take some things off the plate. You can't take your marriage, your kids, and job. Those have to stay on the plate. But you can absolutely take off of the plate other extracurricular things you volunteer for. You don't have to coach your kids' Little League team. You don't have to lead their Boy Scout troop, their trail life troop. You don't have to lead those things. You don't have to volunteer for the parking team at church. You don't have to lead a Sunday school class or a small group. You don't have to do all those things. You're choosing to do those things. If you're stressed, if you've got too much on your plate, first thing you do is you look to see what sort of unnecessary extracurricular things are on there that I could take off. Second thing you do is you look for what are things that I can do, what are things that I can add that strengthen my plate. The fancy term here in counseling is self-care, right? Just think of this as just putting more layers under your paper plate, right? Things that fuel you, things that make you come alive, things that make you more resilient. These are things you do add to your life. These are things like working out, right? Exercising helps tremendously. Lifting weights helps tremendously. I lift weights now just for my mental health. Weightlifting is a mental health exercise because I feel better afterwards. It makes me feel better, healthier, stronger, more energy. So it's adding something to my schedule, yes, but it's adding something that is going to help me carry the things that I must carry. Other things that you can add to make yourself more resilient are a men's alliance tribe, a band of brothers, right? A guy who is alone and isolated is going to struggle more. Absolute fact, guaranteed. A guy who talks about his real life struggles, talks about his issues with his buddies around a fire is going to be doing better mentally. He's going to have less stress, less anxiety, less depression. We've surveyed our guys with mental health issues. We know this is true. We've seen results. Guys that have any of those things I just listed, addiction, anxiety, depression, when they've been in Men's Alliance, when they've been in a tribe, they do better. We've done this. We actually have these stats are on the support page of our website. Actually, you can go there and check it out. It's like, this is why we ask for support, is because look what we're doing. That's what we're saying. But here's my point, guys. Look for the things you can take off your plate. You don't have to volunteer for everything. You don't have to be, president of your HOA board and just all these random things that, guys, we add to our plate. And you better be doing the things that make your plate stronger. So look for the volunteer extracurricular things you can get off of your plate. You don't have to keep doing more and more and more and more and more. And you absolutely need to do the things that make you more resilient, like talk to your band of brothers, meet with them regularly, exercise, work out, lift weights, eat well, sleep well. That's a huge one. And that means saying no to other things, late night things, for example, so you can sleep well, so you can show up better the next day. This is important. Too many men are carrying too much, and their plates are folding. Their plates are dropping to the ground. And when that happens, it's families that suffer. So by choosing to carry more and acting like you can do it all, you're shortchanging your family in the long run, because when you have that panic attack, you're going to be out for the count for a couple months. It's going to take you months to recover from that. Depression is real. Anxiety is real. These things are crippling. And if you turn to some sort of self-medication like alcohol, pornography, gambling, work, pouring yourself into work, losing yourself in work, all these things form addictions that are going to make everything worse. So don't try to self-medicate this problem away. Do the two things I said. Take the unnecessary items off your plate and do the self-care things that will make you more resilient. Band of brothers, communicate around the fire, exercise, eat well, get sleep. These make you more resilient and able to carry the things that you must carry.